Hi guys, welcome back to Patro versus YouTube channel where curiosity meets the code. Today we will be seeing how to create a state-wise population counter with Tkinter. But before that, we'll be checking the packages pre-installed in my system. So the first command that I'm going to execute in command prompt is pip list, where you can see all the packages with the versions so I can give a look about what package is what version and update it accordingly. So you can take a look onto your packages. If not installed, please do install it. You can just Google how to install and there will be a command for that to execute in command prompt. Another command to check for all these is pip freeze, which gives a similar output where packages with the version will be mentioned. Let's get started with the coding part. So as usual, firstly we are importing the necessary libraries, which includes Tkinter as PK, providing access to its classes and function, and from Tkinter importing TTK, which provides theme widget classes. And if you come down, you can see a dummy population data set, which includes its states and few numbers which represents the population. And if you come, let's review the entire program once. So here we have the main class called population counter, under which we have different functions, which includes definition init to create widgets. And if you come down here, we have a function for updating the population. We have the clear selection function and total population function. And if you come down, you get colors also. And after the class is done, we have the executing part at the end. So let's go with initially the first function of under the class population counter. And you can see class population counter app. This line defines a class name population counter, and we have def init self dot master. This line defines the constructor method of for the population counter app class, which initializes the application. It takes master as a parameter representing the parent widget, usually the main window. And we have self dot master is equal to master. This line assigns the master parameter to instance variable self dot master, allowing access to the parent widget throughout the class. We have self dot master title, state-wise population counter. This line sets the title of the main window to state-wise population counter. And we have self dot master geometry 400 into 400. This line sets the size of the main window to 400 into 400 pixels. And we have self dot master config bg is equal to f naught f naught f naught. So f naught f naught f naught is a light gray background. So this line configures the background color of the main window to be a light gray one. So moving on to the next function, we have a function called create widget. So firstly, def create widget self. This line defines a method named create widget within the population counter app class, responsible for creating and configuring the widgets of the application. And we have self.style is equal to ttk.style. This line creates an instance of ttk style class, which allows customization of the appearance of ttk widget. And we have self.style config T button foreground FFF background C78D8 and font is also mentioned. This line configures the style of PTK button to have white foreground color, blue background color, and use the Helvetic font with the size 10. And we have self.state label tk.label self master text is equal to select state bg is equal to f naught f naught f naught, and we also have a font of Helvet 12. This line creates a label widget with the text select state light gray background and Helvet font with size 12. It is associated with the parent widget self master, and we have self dot state label pad y is 10. This line uses the Pack Geometry Manager to place the cell state label widget in the main window with some padding of pad y as 10. We have self.state variable tk.string variable. This line creates a string variable instance which will hold the selected state from the combo box. And we have self.state dropdown is equal to ttk.combo box self master text variable self.state and list of population data keys as state is randomly. This line creates a combo widget with the text variable set to the self state var, lining it to the variable that holds the selected state and available values for combo box are keys of the population data dictionary. The combo box is set to randomly state to prevent the manual entry of the values. And we have self.state dropdown.pack pad by. This line uses the pack Geometry Manager to place the cell state dropdown widget in the main window with some padding as 5. And we have self.population label is equal to tk.label self.master text population b0 is equal to f0 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 and we have font as Helvetica and 12 is the size. This line creates a label widget with the text population, light gray background color, and a Helvetica font with the size 12. It is associated with a parent widget self-master. And we have self.population label pack. This line uses a pack geometry manager to place the self-population label widget in the main window. And we have self.population bar is equal to tk.string variable. This line creates a string variable instances which will hold the population value to be displayed. And we have self population display is equal to tk.label self master text variable self dot population var and background is f0 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 and font is Helvetica 14 bold. This line creates a label widget with the text variable set to light self population var linking it to the variable that holds the population value. It has a light gray background color and uses the Helvetica font of 14 and a bold weight. And we have self-population display.pack. This line uses the pack geometry manager to place the self-population display widget in the main window, which is self.master. And we have self.update button is equal to ttk button. Self master text is equal to update population and command is self dot update population. This line creates a button widget which is self.update button with the text update population and a command is equal to self.update population that specifies the method to be called when the button is clicked. And we have self.update button dot pack which is pad y is equal to 10. This line uses the pack geometry manager to place the self update button widget in the main window with some padding given as pad y is equal to 10 and we have self.clear button is equal to ttk button self master text is equal to clear selection and command is given as self.clear and this line creates but a button widget with the text called clear selection and command that specifies the method to be called when the button is clicked and we have self.clear button pack. This line uses a pack geometry manager to place the self clear button widget in the main window and we have self dot total button is equal to ttk button self dot master text is equal to total population command is equal to self dot total population. This line creates a button widget with the text total population and a command that specifies the method to be called when the button is clicked. And we have self dot total button pack. This line uses a pack geometry manager to place the self total button widget in the main window and we have self dot quit button is equal to ttk button self dot master text is equal to quit command is equal to self dot master quit. This line creates a button widget with the quit text on it and the command that specifies the method to be clicked when the button is clicked to quit the application. And finally we have self dot quit button pack pad while this line uses pack geometry manager to place the self quit button widget within the main window with some padding. So let's move on to the next. Moving on to the next function, we have update population. So firstly, def update population self. This line defines a method named update population within the population counter app. The class is responsible for updating the displayed population based on the selected state. And we have selected state is equal to self dot state variable dot get. This line retrieves the currently selected state from the self state variable. And we have a if loop. If selected state in population data, the line checks if the selected state exists in the population data dictionary. And we have population is equal to population data selected state. This line retrieves the population of the selected state from the population data dictionary. And we have self.population var dot set f, and in the brackets we have population. This line updates the value of the self population var variable display the population in the formatted string with commands of thousands, commas of a thousand separators. Then we have self dot population display dot config fg is equal to self dot get color population. This line configures the foreground color of the population display label based on the population using the get color method to determine the color. So let's move on to the next function, which is clear selection. So as you can see, firstly we have the F clear selection cell. This line defines a method named clear selection within the population counter app class responsible for clearing the selected state and population display. And we have self dot state variable dot set. This line creates the value of the self dot state variable resetting the selected state to the combo box, and we have self dot population var dot set. This line clears the value of the self population var variable, resetting the display population, and we'll move on to the next function. So the next function is total population. So starting with df total population self, this line defines a method named total population within the population counter app class responsible for calculating and displaying the total population of all states. And we have total population is equal to sum of population date values. This line calculates the total population by summoning up all the population values in the population data dictionary. And we have self dot population var set f is to total population. This line updates the value of the self population var variable to display the total population in a formatting string with commas for thousand separators preceded by the text total. And we have self dot population display config fg is equal to black. This line configures the foreground color of the population display label to black, ensuring it stands out from a regular population displays. Moving on to the next function, we have get color function, which is the last function under the main class. So we have df get color self population. This line defines a method named get color with the population counter app class responsible for determining the color population display based on the population value. And we have if population is less than 500,000 K. This line checks if the population is less than 5 million, and we have to return green if it is less than 5 million, it is green. And if the population is less than 5 million, this line returns a hexagon decimal color code of green. And we have else if population is less than 10 million, it returns a yellow color. And if the population is less than 20 million, it returns an orange color. And else, if if the in this case the default case is executed if the population is over 20 million. So none of the cases are applied, and it returns a red color. So this is the main part of the class. Moving on. So lastly, for the execution of the program out of the main loop, we have def main. This line defines the main function which serves as an entry point of the program, which is root is equal to tk.tk. This line creates a tkinter tk instance which represents the main window of the application, and we have app is equal to population counter app root. This line creates an instance of the population counter app class passing the root window as its argument, and we have root.main loop. This line starts the Tkinter event loop, allowing the application to respond to the user interaction and events. The program will remain in this loop until the main window has been closed, and we have if name is equal to main. This line checks if the script is being run directly as a main module, and we have main. If the script is run directly, the main function is called to start the application. So let's quickly see the output of the program. So as usual, I'm going to copy the name of the program. Open command prompt window in the same CMD and Python space filename dot py. So you can see select a state and you have other things in white color so you cannot see it. So let me just see one of the and select one state and show you what are the things. So Texas, Florida, New York, Ohio, everything is there. So Texas, and when you click on population, the population number is displayed in red because it is more than 20 million. And this is New York. Again, this is also greater than 20, so it is right. And we have calculated the total population, which is 147. Thank you so much for watching. If you have learned something from this video, please do like, share, and subscribe to our channel. Thank you.